Leaders are born, not made. Watch Boss Baby and you'd be convinced about the postulate. The flick has turned out to become the 8th highest grossing film of the year to date. The story revolves around a baby that behaves as an adult, voiced by Alec Baldwin, and is suited up like one as well. And as the story proceeds, we can see that the boss has more inside his sleeve than one could possibly even think of. Or was it all specks of imagination in the first place? There you have it. For those of you who have not seen the flick, hope we've instilled the curiosity in you to watch Boss Baby. Meanwhile, as we at Movie House continue to do what we do best, here are a bunch of mistakes that we've noted in the film. Oh, and don't forget to hit subscribe and join our notification squad for more awesome compilations. Mistake 1. In this scene, as you can see, Tim's dad is sitting on the bed next to him, but in the very next shot, he appears to be standing next to Tim and in the next shot is sitting on the bed again. Mistake 2. Over here, at the remarkable entrance of the Boss Baby, we can see the boss steps on the curb, but in the next shot, he's on the sidewalk. Mistake 3. Notice how, in this scene, the cautious Tim is standing near the table. However, the next time Tim is shown from a different angle, there is no table in proximity. Mistake 4. And over here, notice the boss's briefcase next to him, but in the next shot, the briefcase disappears. Mistake 5. And in the same scene, notice how Tim's plates disappear as Tim and the Boss Baby are engaged in a table mat of war. Mistake 6. In this scene, look closely. There is no door on the left wall, and quite visibly, nothing on the door handle. But in the very next shot, there is a door towards the left and a door hanger on the handle. We wonder how such obvious mistakes get past production. Mistake 7. As Tim attempts to take the Boss Baby by surprise, notice the position of the toy phone. It is behind and sticks out from the right side, but moving forward in the subsequent shots, the toy phone appears to have moved by itself. Mistake 8. And again, notice those 2 yellow balls next to Tim just as he discovers that Boss Baby can talk. And they disappear on the next shot of Tim. Mistake 9. And yet again, in the same scene, notice Tim's position. The rug ends at his torso. But in the next shot, his position changes. The rug ends at his foot. Mistake 10. Next, notice how the boss throws milk at Tim, but in the subsequent shot, the rug does not even appear wet from the trace of milk that should have been there. Mistake 11. And again, coming back to the boss's briefcase, gee, it does seem mysterious. Notice that in this scene, it has nothing placed on top of it, but in the following shot, Tim's profile appears on top of it. Mistake 12. And again, yes, again, on the same sequence, the boss places Tim's profile on the table, as though it fits perfectly in terms of area covered, but in the next shot, the profile is hanging out of the edge. Mistake 13. Over here, notice the cereal change color between shots. Mistake 14. And in this sequence, notice there is nothing under Tim, but suddenly a large tape recorder appears from out of nowhere. Mistake 15. And look at that helpless filler lamp that serves its purpose in this scene, which is to convey misconduct, yet the lamp seems to disappear when the parents enter the scene. Mistake 16. Notice the toy's position in the scene as the Boss Baby and his subordinates are engaged in the discussion. The position of the toy has changed yet again. Lamps, toys, briefcases, etc., all seem to change their position. What is going on? Now we're starting to wonder if they're mistakes or put in deliberately to convey a subtle message to viewers. Mistake 17. Notice the plant standing alone and tall in the background. Well, in the consequent shot, it's joined by another pot. Mistake 18. Alright, we've clearly seen 3 shots on the belly of the big guy, and again, in the following shot, there is nothing on his chest. If they had been dropped from the body, they should at least be lying on the ground, but no, they're not, and again, in the next shot, there's too many and practically impossible to have them stick out on the front side, given they were all shot from the back. Mistake 19, and in this scene, notice there is nothing on the stool near the bed, but in the next shot, a toothbrush is placed on it. Mistake 20, and here is the boss baby acting like a big boss, messing around with money and stuff. But in the next shot, the money disappears from the bed. Typical bad boss nature. Mistake 21. The boss baby is just about to spill some real twisted secret to young Tim. And notice the way the boss is holding the pacifier. Well, it changes. Mistake 22. And later, when Tim is escorted to the boss's safe place on the peculiar elevator, the level at which Tim passes through differs between shots. Mistake 23. At this point, it would appear that the boss has a new accomplice, Tim, but something's disappeared again. Notice that cylindrical toy? Yes, it disappears from the following scene and lets us add an object to our list of disappearing items from Tim's house. Mistake 24. And here, the boss has no pockets on his costume to place the money, yet he manages to get them out from somewhere and tosses those notes on the girl. Mistake 25. In this intricate scene, notice the boss sliding the click all the way into the profile, but in the next shot, the pin sticks out a bit. Mistake 26. Again, with the same sequence, how do you think the boss baby's sputum falls on the file? From a visual perspective, logically, it shouldn't have dropped on the file given the distance the viewers are able to perceive. Mistake 27. In this question, Eugene is standing behind the boss and Tim, but in the next shot, he suddenly appears from the left side of his brother Francis. Mistake 28. Over here in this scene, the vacuum cleaner is far away from Tim and the boss. All of a sudden, in the following shot, it comes close. Mistake 29. And that is some nasty looking green fake puke, but what bothers us is that it disappears from some places during the sequence. Mistake 30. Notice the pacifier on the baby's mouth and the kids on the right. They seem to disappear in the next shot. Mistake 31. Notice those two robust airport desks next to the window in the terminal, but in the next shot, they disappear. Mistake 32. And yet again, notice Tim's backpack in the airport. It disappears and appears back again multiple times during the course of the airport sequence. Mistake 33. In this shot, notice that the dustbin is pretty far away from the duo, but is somehow close to them in the next shot. Mistake 34. Over here, as you can see, the boss wraps a tie around the colleague's head, yet over here, the tie is gone, and again, in the next shot, it reappears. 34 movie mistakes. Wow, that's an unusual number. If you're a seasoned viewer of our channel, you know that's a high number. However, the movie's box office success has in fact spurred the conception of a sequel to be released in 2021, with Alec Baldwin reprising the winning role. By then, we hope the crew would be more careful in reducing chances of errors. Do let us know in the comments what you think about this upload. Until our next video, goodbye!